Hey there, it's me, Justin. Before you listen to this excellent episode of iHearIC Radio, I wanted to just take a minute to explain the operation that I've got going here with these sort of two different podcasts. I don't know. I feel like I don't ever actually do a good job explaining this, and I don't want to take the time to do it when I have a guest in front of me because I feel strange wasting their time like that. Anyway, iHearIC Radio is sort of an offshoot of a local music concert series that started before I lived down here. Other people started it, kind of like became mine through a series of inheritances as people left the Iowa City area. But up until early 2020, we had a weekly radio show, like live radio on KRUI, plus a monthly live local music showcase. Now, you may have, when I said early 2020, you may have realized why that kind of got disrupted. So that kind of killed the momentum for the project, and iHearIC kind of, over the past few years, became sort of like a neglected thing that was still like, I don't know, a guilty part of my responsibilities is that I wasn't meeting, as Rock Hard Caucus kind of became my primary creative outlet. So last year, the guilt got to be too much, and I was like, all right, I have to make this like a regular thing again. So I committed myself to recording monthly podcasts at the very least. If I can get that going on a consistent basis, maybe it'll sort of reintegrate me into the local music community in a more consistent way. And I think it is working so far. You know, I started doing this again in July of last year, and I've done a better job of being out there supporting local music since I started doing that. Okay, so those monthly episodes, back when I was doing the radio show, I had like a convoluted method for hosting the podcast files for free on the internet, getting it onto an RSS feed through like a free Blogspot account, and then that was how it ended up on Apple Music and all the other podcast platforms. Kind of a stupid multi-step process. But I realized we have a paid SoundCloud account for Rock Hard Caucus. It has unlimited uploads. I can just put them up there. It's more convenient for me, which, you know, encourages me to actually do it on a consistent basis. And more people are listening to Rock Hard Caucus. So maybe some people are skipping these episodes, but it is at least getting it in front of more eyes, right? Now, even though I have merged the podcast feeds, there is still an iHearIC Patreon, which I haven't really been pushing much because, well, for the past year, I wasn't really putting anything up there. But that Patreon's been around since before Rock Hard Caucus was a thing, so I don't want to just delete it, right? There's still a few people sending money, and that money is going to good use. You know, I'm paying the podcast guests. I'm using it to print up promotional flyers for the occasional live show. So that Patreon's still up there, and I do have hours and hours of improvised music uploaded there, and more hours to come. I've got weekly uploads scheduled from now until like mid-October, so there is content going up there if you want to, you know, fill your life with hours of me noodling around on a keyboard and making noises with the radio. And that's another reason, by the way, that the Patreons are separate, Rock Hard Caucus and iHearIC. I don't think the entire Rock Hard audience wants to hear me noodling around on a keyboard and making radio noises. But if that sounds like something that you would like, you can go to patreon.com/iHearIC and get a ton of that. That's kind of the primary thing that's been going on there since COVID started, is just me dumping, you know, hours of improvised music up there. Not everybody's cup of tea, but for some people, it's extremely their cup of tea. So again, that's at patreon.com/iHearIC. And by the way, both of these Patreons, it's a minimum $1 per month. So it's not like I'm making a shitload of money off this or asking for a lot of money. So I think it's somewhat justifiable to still have it as two separate things. And again, anyway, the money that comes in there is paying podcast guests like Early Girl, who you'll be hearing from very soon. So thanks for enduring this several-minute explanation of mine, and enjoy the show with Early Girl starting now. Okay, that's too loud. Now my gain's too high. Or maybe because I turned my headphones up. I don't know. This is iHearIC Radio episode 132. This is it's now a monthly podcast about local music in the Iowa City area. I've got a couple guests with me today. We're going to talk about, what are we going to talk about? I didn't really prepare.
I'm 0% prepared.
What are we talking about?
I realized I'm wearing my sunglasses inside. I feel so...
No, that's cool. It's
lame.
a cool
Okay.
look. I should go grab my sunglasses.
We could talk about Mr. Show.
This can be the Sunglasses Podcast.
Sega Genesis.
I've got Aaron and Matthew from Early Girl. We got 2 out of 3 of the current Early Girl lineup here in my living room. Early Girl is a power pop trio. You like power pop as the descriptor, right?
Yeah, it feels pretty like... I'm so bad with descriptors, but so it feels
genre
like...
labels are kind of stupid.
It's big, and it's an umbrella enough.
It should be in the next season of Stranger Things, that's for sure.
Is that a goal of yours?
No. That's what it reminds me of. I always tell people like 80s Sonic punk. Probably doesn't make any sense, but that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I like
Nice.
it. I've listened to everything you've released so far. I think Early Girl is a good band.
Thank you.
And Aaron, this was like your project. You started Early Girl.
Whirly Girl.
Whirly Girl.
Whirly, yeah.
When did Early Girl become a thing?
So I would say that was like late summer, early fall of 2022.
Okay, so relatively new.
Yeah, pretty new, yeah. Especially like the latest iteration. So it's fresh again.
Yeah. You, as the current lineup, you had, is Evil Head the 3 of you?
No.
That was the
last release.
Gotcha.
With
Okay. So the current lineup is not released.
No, but we're
Nothing.
very
No.
close to releasing.
I think we jumped on in November. For
it was
show.
very, very, very recent.
Yeah. Matthew, what do you play in the band?
I play bass.
Yes.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
knew, but
But now everyone else knows.
Right.
Yes.
That's a tough thing as an interviewer, is like, I know all this stuff and then I have to pretend I don't.
Absolutely. You have to
lore.
answer the questions and you need to know what you have to provide for the listener.
Right. Yeah. You joined in November, you said?
Correct.
How did that happen?
Dakota, I think, floated my name over to you, yeah?
Yeah. I was, so I was in need of bandmates and I played a few shows in the fall alone while I was trying to figure out what was
solo
going
shows,
on.
yeah.
And, I played a show at the Vault and Dakota replied to my story and he was like in the, like, no bitches. He was like, so no band? Like, he's like, what happened? And so I kind of explained it to him and he offered like, hey, yeah, if you need anything, I'd be happy. Like, he was like, I need some time to like get ready, but I'd be so down to fill in.
Nice. And Dakota's your current drummer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we got together and it was pretty quickly like, okay, yeah, this is fun. This feels good. He suggested Matt and had mentioned they had been playing in bands together. So it was like perfect. It
made a lot of sense at that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to call you out just real quick.
Uh-oh.
You said you don't like Matt.
We need a
right?
button. Boom, 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 boom,
Matthew. You should have. Oh my goodness.
On a podcast, I should have not corrected you.
So have you?
No. I just mean, I feel like I've called you Matt so many times.
I was about to ask, is that like you call him that all the time?
I feel like I do, and he's just not said anything.
No.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
today is
We're
the
having
day.
a moment now.
Today is a day that Matthew
Yes.
asserts himself.
Yes.
Public confrontation.
Yes, absolutely.
Matthew, forever from now forward.
And
Matthew
then I think,
only.
yes, only that. I think you hit me up on like a Tuesday or whatever and was like, hey, I'm playing a show this weekend. All good if you can't, but
Well,
do you?
that was
could you
like
play?
the day Dakota and I practiced. He was like, "Yeah, hit up Matt," and I was like, "Okay."
Buzzer. We're doing the Matt buzzer
So
now.
you learn the songs
Matthew.
really quick then.
Yes. I surprised myself. I was like, oh, this is what I'm capable of.
I think the reason why it happens, my middle name is Matthew.
Yeah.
And so I just do not, like, Matthew doesn't, like,
So if somebody
even get that
asks,
far.
I'll be like, hey, this is what it is. And if they just say it, I'm like, I'm just going to move on. So
the pre-interview where we talk about
Yeah.
what name we go by. Sorry, Matthew.
So I can learn
hadn't
songs
asked-
fast.
If
Yeah.
I hadn't asked before we
Yeah.
started this, you may have never known, Aaron.
No, that's okay.
Okay, so
We
you,
would have never broken that ice.
you learned the songs really fast. How did that?
I feel like that show went really well.
Yeah.
I had nothing to worry about.
That's good.
It was
Just had to
really
play
tight.
bass and support.
Yeah. Is it? I mean, it's power pop. It's not like super complicated parts, right?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No,
They're simple, fun
Aaron
songs.
likes to put in some measures here and there where it's like, all right, I got to do like math in my head.
Oh, really?
I was like,
I just can't count. Like, it is genuinely, I don't know what I'm doing.
I was like, we're gonna get to this point, and then I got like 2 measures after that. Then we're going into a chorus. Like, all right, cool beans.
Okay, so it's sort of like the phrases are
Yeah.
not,
I
go by
not
feel.
just straight fours
No,
through the whole song.
They're pretty
Yeah.
unique and they're awesome.
That's
I
cool.
thank you. I just shared something I'm working on now, and it's one of those of like, there's a click, but I'm like, these are not even.
Cool. Do you have an example of like when that happens? Maybe something you already have recorded?
I think it's sometimes just when we go into like a guitar lead part, or I think of Evil Head specifically. That's got some. It's not timing, like it's all pretty straightforward timing, but
Moments.
But where you hang in suspense on different notes versus like where you want to fall back into the chorus. I just think it adds a lot of tension to the music in a positive way.
Nice.
Just kind of like builds it up, and then you're like, all right, we're falling right back into this, and then it just drives towards the end.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I do have Evil Head ready. We could listen to that right now.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You could point it out to me. I know that I've played Evil Head at least twice on this podcast before. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't. No.
But yeah, this has been a
That's an honor.
favorite for the past several months, actually. So let me
Let's
get
go.
that queued up here. This is Evil Head by Early Girl. If you're listening, you know this song already.
Let's go.
Oh, you bastards! Why are you torturing me like this? Why?
You drove us down a winding road. You said you care for me. You wrapped the cord around my heart, and then you said to me, don't be scared, don't you go. You wanna set me free. Don't pretend that I don't know what you plan for me. I would rather summon a demon in the name with your friends. I would rather be dead than see this to the end. You can keep all the lies that you put in my head. I would rather get torn full of lead than to crawl back to your bed. I saw you change before my eyes. You try to ruin me. I never knew what your disguise was hiding underneath. You said you wanna make amends. You brought me to my knees. You ripped my heart out of my chest just to watch it bleed. I would rather summon a demon than hang with your friends. I would rather be dead than see this to the end. You can keep all the lies that you put in my head. I would rather get blown full of lead than to crawl back to your bed. Try and keep me in the freezer. Try and keep me in the shed. Try and keep me in the cellar. I will lose rise again. Try and keep me in the freezer. Try and keep me in the shed. Try and keep me in the cellar. You can never kill a dead. I would rather summon a demon than hang with your friends. I would rather be dead than see this to the end. You can keep all the lies that you put in my head. I would rather be blown full of lead than to crawl back to your bed.
Oh, it's so good.
There it is. Evil Head by Early Girl. Aaron, where'd that song come from?
I guess first of all, I just want to say I always forget how I love those samples. They're so fun.
Oh yeah, the Evil
And,
Evil Dead stuff. Yeah,
With the new lineup, I
I
kind of
forgot about the groovy one near the end.
Groovy.
Yeah.
the shot. Yeah. Yeah. I just I watched Evil. I always switch the names now. I watched Evil Dead for the first time like a couple years ago, probably.
Yeah.
2022, which feels a little late.
Yeah. I watched that probably 15 years before that.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that I went to film school, and there's a lot of things that are just like in the like
Do they make you watch that movie?
No. And
Yeah,
that's
I would
one of those
assume
things
not.
that like it's just talked about enough and referenced enough that in the same thing with like 2001: A Space Odyssey, I just watched in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
A lot of movies that you just see so much talked about, and so I was like, I got it. I know what's
Sure,
going
yeah,
on. But then I watched and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, well, that
This
one's
is
kind of
everything
unique
to me.
in that it's, low budget, very DIY project.
So yeah, I watched the whole series.
Yeah.
And I guess all the films, and I got just I have friends that live in Michigan, and we were talking about like taking a trip to like a weekend trip to go see them, and it was this thing that like it would have been really hard to make the trip happen, and like we would have spent like 2 days driving just for like a day of hanging out or like an evening. Like it would not have been worth the trip. And my boyfriend was like, he's like, what are we even gonna do there? And like, I was like, I don't know, probably like smoke and like hang out and just like vibe. And he's like, we're gonna go, and we were gonna stay at a friend's parents' cabin.
Okay. Yeah.
And we're like, so we're gonna go in the middle of nowhere in Michigan, smoke a bunch, do nothing, and just like, he's
Wait-
like, it
wait
sounds
for
like
something
evil.
bad to happen.
Yeah, he's like, it sounds like Evil Dead.
Yeah.
And then we were joking about it, and he was like, yeah, I'd rather summon a demon than go smoke with your friends.
Oh my gosh.
that's
And I was
really
like, I was like, kind of like,
wow.
because we were like, yeah,
Wow.
we had agreed to the plans, and then the like last minute, he was like, I don't want to do that. And
Learning
I was like,
so much.
dude.
It's tight.
But he said that, and I was like, okay, I'm like kind of mad right now, but that is so funny.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I like wrote it down.
Holy
and
mackerel.
that's where it started.
Nice. That's great. Now we know the backstory.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
tight.
Mm-hmm.
And we mentioned that this was the previous lineup of the group. So who was that?
That was Talera and August Jensen.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Those drum fills on that are really fun. Just tons of energy.
That I would say that was a good track to go out on.
Yeah.
It's I love a song that just goes, and it definitely goes.
Yeah, it sure does. Let's talk about both of you
Yes.
prior to Early Girl. What
Oh, yeah.
what kind of stuff were you into, Matthew?
Oh, I like Dakota's band TV Cop quite a bit, to be honest with you. I don't want to say I like everything. I like rock and roll. I like punk music.
Yeah.
I like emo music. I like to play a conglomeration of, I always have the belief of like, I just try to do what I try to imitate the music I really enjoy, and in that breath, like I find my own unique style. So I would say I probably just play an amalgamation of rock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there other bands that you played in before?
Just a side project that I'd go under Gunk Lung. It's just kind of like an ongoing project. If I have the time and the people to make it happen, I will. And if not, it just kind of like lays to sleep and it lives in my basement.
Yeah, I know about Gunk Lung a little bit. I follow you on Instagram and
It's just
catch the clips occasionally.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to go up and do that again, but really liked Early Girl, and it made it super easy to just be like, I want to learn these songs. I want to play these sons.
Nice.
Let's make something happen.
That's great. So
Yeah.
this is like the first like band that you.
No, I did some stuff in the past. I think you did. What were you in? Cowpoke? And was Tomato Boy ever a project, or is that just like a?
No, yeah.
I was playing in
Girl-
another band called Bain Marie around that time. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah. I
Yes.
think I saw you play in that band.
I've been in and out of them for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, that's
didn't-
how I
didn't
was
make that
introduced to
connection.
Matt a long time ago.
Yeah.
When I first got into the scene.
I may
Oh,
have run sound for you once at Yacht Club a long time ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Bain Marie is such a good name. It's so it's like funny. It's like I guess like before I knew actually what a bain marie was, I was like, that's so cool.
Oh, it's heavily tied to me cooking for sure.
I know, but then I learned what it was, and I was like, okay, it sounds really cool for what it is.
Absolutely.
What a bain marie is.
And for the ignorant, not me, of course, what is a bain marie?
In the kitchen, it's honestly, it's something like it's a hot water well, or it's a place to hold spoons and stuff like that. It's just honestly any type of water bath for sure.
Okay. Some kind of receptacle.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, throw those spoons in the bain, and the long term of it is bain marie. And I was like,
oh, okay.
Woody and I were like, that kind of has some legs to it. So
yeah, there's a certain sophistication
to
it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we're just like doing dishes in the back, and we're like, yeah, like it was like the 100th band name we threw out. And we're like, yeah, that sounds good.
Nice. And Aaron, I think I saw you play in a duo in like 2017 or 18 or something.
That was Cowpoke, and that would probably be 2019.
Okay.
Because I started teaching myself guitar, and I know the exact date just because it was very funny. Christmas Day 2017. But I didn't do anything public until 2019 when I started Cowpoke with my friend Ellie Banstra. Mm-hmm. And it was an acoustic electric duo. We called ourselves a band, even though there was two of us, and I guess that is a band.
That's a band.
There's a lot of two people bands.
I'm cool with solo bands too. It's whatever. If you give yourself like a title, it's a band.
But yeah, we were definitely Cowpoke was one of those like Notes app like list of band names.
Nice.
And we kind of leaned into that yeehaw aesthetic, especially because I was like right after Be the Cowboy, and everyone was on that wave, and we're on that wave again of the cowboy, but definitely around then. And so just, really cute songs and really simple. I mean, I guess my songs have stayed simple, but yeah, that was, I guess, my first outing. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of quickly, crushed by the pandemic.
Yeah.
But we had a few good months.
Was there a reason that you started playing guitar on Christmas?
So 2017, I started getting really into just like the Midwest scene in general. I went up to Minneapolis to go see a bunch of shows and got into bands from there and would follow bands around the Midwest. Drove a lot. And I'm not from the Midwest. I'm from Texas and later on Colorado, and that's where my parents live. But so I have like no familiarity with the Midwest. So it was like a good way to like get around, see a lot of music, ingest it all. Cause like I never had like, I guess me learning guitar in 2017 was like, that was my like angsty rock phase. Like I never had that.
Okay. So that was sort like a later angst phase. Yeah.
And so it was stemming from that. I started listening to, St. Vincent, and, I was really getting into her at that time. And there was, I was just like, I need to learn this on guitar. Like I was like, I had never been so moved by music. And I was like, well, it's Christmas. Everyone woke up early and now they're back in bed and I am bored.
Yeah. You had some alone time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You came, Texas, Colorado, and then you came here for school, right? And you've stuck around.
Yes.
Why did you stick around? Not everyone does.
It's funny because it's this thing that, when I was in school, it was always, I don't know, it was just this thing that I feel like people were scared of getting trapped here. Or it was that kind of like archetype of person, that townie that gets stuck in Iowa City. And I was like, I'll never be that person. And then sure enough, here I am. But it just, I moved around a lot, and it just was a pace of life that like I never had really experienced.
Yes, sir.
His fingers.
Yes. That is why I stay in Iowa City too.
Absolutely. Yeah. My dad was in the military, so I moved around a lot, and I've never been in a place for consecutively that long and just cumulatively this amount of time. And so it's just been felt really good to, let roots kind of
sink in.
Yeah. No, that's what that song's about too. But that's kind of of never had a place to really.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, you mean your song Sink In?
Yeah. I've never had a place to call home.
Well, he's brewing a new song. Let's go.
But yeah, anyway, so it just school was really cool. I had a great experience, and then with the scene, and then I met my boyfriend Oscar, and just like there was no really real reason to leave.
Yeah.
And then now with like the music stuff picking up, it just feels like, and also having traveled all over, it's like, if I want to go see places, I can. But like
Right,
this
yeah,
feels
yeah.
like a really good home base.
I like Iowa
Yeah.
City because it's like 5 to 6 hours from any other major city you might want to go to.
Absolutely.
Sure.
You have
yeah.
St. Louis, you have Kansas, Indianapolis, Chicago, Minneapolis.
Yeah. They're all a decent drive away.
Equidistant.
It's not too bad. Yeah. And you can get to Des Moines really easy.
Yeah. Skipping a hop.
Sometimes stuff happens in Des Moines. Yeah. So Matthew, you said you stayed here for similar reasons. Where
absolutely.
did you grow up?
I moved. I lived in Arizona. It's weird. There's kind of like
okay.
parallel stories.
Yeah,
We moved to Fort Dodge when I was like 13,
Okay.
and way smaller than the
Yeah.
metropolitan area in Phoenix. And I was like, okay,
That's a big change,
I need
yeah.
to bounce as soon as I have the capability to do so. I came here, saw some good shows. Friends went to school. Felt like there was a base community there. That community went away, and then soon did I find another one. Right, like Iowa City's a good pace of life, but I like that there's still the feeling that things are happening here because there absolutely are.
Yeah.
Started learning how to cook, so kind of wanted to stick with that profession, and then didn't find any reason to go to a city that was slower or perhaps like a rapid speed. So
Right,
it
yeah,
felt
yeah.
cozy here, and then I just started building a community that made it more like home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Than just kind of like a tourist spot.
It's not super dense, but it's also not too boring.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Should we listen to Sink In with that?
Oh, that's my
little
favorite.
bit of background knowledge.
Sure.
It's about letting your roots sink in.
Sink in, as they say. Many such
Bury some
cases.
roots.
Many such cases.
Yeah. So this is from
So good.
Lovers Out to Pasture, which is like the first full length. What do you call it? Is it a full length or an EP?
EP.
You think of it as an EP?
Yeah.
Sure. I guess it's fairly short. Yeah.
According to Google and Wikipedia, anything under 30 minutes
Okay.
is an EP.
Yeah. You got 6 songs
Oh,
on
man.
there. They're all between 2 and 3 minutes long. So, all right. I guess
It's
this is
it's
an
like exactly
EP.
15 minutes is so satisfying.
Yeah, extended play. Yeah, it goes by quick, but all the songs are fun to listen to. Okay, Sink In, the last track from Lovers Out to Pasture, and then we'll talk some more after that.
Let's go.
I'm home for only 5 months more. I traced your face across my bed until the day I'm no longer alone. My arms, they spin across the state, straining for the ones I love and all the hurdles that lie in my way. How many times have I found myself reaching forward while looking back? How many times have I felt myself growing slowly as roots sink in? This place in time I made my name, changing faces, worn out spaces, the worry of ties overgrown. This road, I see it splitting in two. Before me are the fears I've had and all the tolls that'll lead me to you. How many times have I found myself reaching forward while looking back? How many times have I felt myself growing slowly as roots sink in?
I sound like such a baby. My voice is so high.
How long ago did you record that?
That was not this last January, but the January before, 2023.
Okay. Do you feel like your voice has changed since then?
Not necessarily changed, but I think I just found what works for me.
Sure. Yeah. Something that you like better in the band context.
Totally. And especially just naturally the sound got heavier.
Yeah.
And crunchier.
I'd say so. Yeah. From hearing you live a few times recently. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I just have been naturally like projecting more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Got more chest in it, more power.
And also just like
voice.
Being way more confident.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That comes with time. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you're all going on tour soon, right?
Yeah.
Heck, yes.
Yeah.
So excited.
Is that something new for you?
For me,
Yeah.
I would say I've been around tour and I've been like followed bands on tour, but I haven't actually toured myself.
Right. Yeah.
I went once. That was last year, so that was cool. I'm excited to go do it again. I think it's like an awesome road trip that has the amenity of playing really cool shows. Like, it's tight. It's a little vacation for me.
Yeah.
And we're just hopping on tour with TV Cop and the Penguins from New Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice because we only have like a limited engagement. And so we just get to go hang out for a couple. We have like a couple shows that we're playing, and the rest of the time that we're joining them, we're just like vibing, hanging out.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
A couple of dates should be pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by simple?
I was thinking, I was like, hey, what could go wrong in 4 days? Like, energy's still high. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just cruise.
I pulled up your Bandcamp while we were listening to Sink In, and I just wanted to mention this. So when people buy stuff on Bandcamp, they can like leave a little review of like what's their favorite. And these two Bandcamp users, Omega Stag and Lottie, they both listed Sink In as their favorite track. So that's a very popular
Solid.
I know Lottie.
Yeah.
Omega Stag, I unfortunately have not made the acquaintance, but I might like to hit them
us up.
Yeah, Omega Stag, if you're a listener, I don't know. Omega Stag's Bandcamp bio says you're in San Diego and I'm in hell. So may not be local, or maybe they
We're in Texas in a few weeks.
Heaven or San Diego.
And you know Lottie. Okay, great. But yeah, just so you know, Sink In. That's the big one.
I'm very excited for the new stuff to come out because I just feel like so much growth has just like happened in the last year, and like the songs are so. I think the songs really reflect.
How many songs are on there? 6, 7, 5?
5 songs. So another EP on the way.
EP.
Yeah, and then you just put them together, and then you got a full length album.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking, because like Talera is no longer in the band, I can't sing their songs.
Mm-hmm.
I can't sing that high. And I could, it's just,
You just have to change keys or something.
I was thinking about maybe re-recording the 3, because we each shared 3 songs for the EP, the first one, and so thinking about re-recording those, but didn't pan out. But when we did record the new stuff, we kind of recorded our warm-up and our practice, our rehearsal beforehand. Yeah. And so that was kind of nice to get that out there.
And you, everything that you've recorded has been at the Vault, right, with Dan Miller? Yeah. Yeah, Dan is well, I mean, you've worked
Dan's
with him.
the man.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a great guy.
That's a
He
cool
actually
spot.
So like my first Cowpoke ended because of the pandemic, and then during the pandemic I started having to do stuff on my own.
Right.
And that's where Tomato Boy came from. And I did a no touching session, and that was like my first
yeah.
like solo show ever. And Dan Miller
he filmed
it, and then Crystal did sound, and so those two have just like been with me my entire musical journey, which is crazy. But
that's come up a few times as I've been recording these like interviews, the no touching thing. Like that was
I think that was such a powerful thing.
Yeah. Like everything just crashed, and then Crystal sort of like planted these seeds.
if you film it, they will come.
Yeah. I did one of those.
I did one of those.
Yeah?
Gunklung did.
That's
you did a
crazy.
solo one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's weirder, playing to a room with nobody in it when there's not supposed to be anyone in there?
Well, it was like
playing to a room with a few people in there when you're playing a show.
Yeah.
That was way.
it was so
The feeling was,
and then
was
also
the
the just also like the pandemic of it all, and being like, I'm in a room with 2 other people. Oh my god.
Yeah. We all wore masks while playing.
Oh really?
Because I was still like really nervous. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did like the playing to an empty room thing when like that's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Because I've played a lot of shows to nobody.
What was your guys' main COVID quirk, if you will, where you're like, I don't know what this is, so I'm just going to do this to be safe? Like ours, when I went with my partner to go grocery shopping, one person would touch like the groceries in the store and the other person would touch like our personal items, right? Because it's like, I don't really know. I don't know how to.
Yeah, no cross.
I don't know where the germs are, but I know it can happen.
Yeah, I mostly just didn't leave here for a couple months.
Yeah, I started working from home, and so I just like at that time my boyfriend and I only had one car. And so the only time I would leave the house would be to like take him to work and pick him up. But other than that, I was just like at home all the time. And I kind of still am, but at least I go on walks now.
Yeah. For the first few weeks, I was like not even opening the door.
Yeah.
I can remember like vividly like going out and getting the mail and feeling like super weird.
Yeah.
It changed my how my body reacts to like
have you seen
air.
Have you seen Safe 1995?
Don't think so.
Directed by Todd Haynes.
Okay. Showing off your film school education.
Yeah, I have to. But obligated, compulsory. But it's very that of like scared of the world.
Yeah.
Very that.
So those new recordings, do you have a plan for those?
Yeah, I think they're just about ready. I think this week we had our last mixing session at the Vault. At the end of, I guess, this last weekend, and we're kind of, I'm very eager, and I have to like stop myself from like acting too quickly. So I'm giving us like a week of breathing room in case we hear anything we want fixed. But
sure, yeah.
They're like, I think we're ready to send them out to get mastered, and I hopefully like, the streaming gods and DistroKid will like allow like a late July release. I think that's kind of what I want. I want it to still feel summery.
Okay.
But yeah, I also got to talk to you about that because I gotta plan a photo shoot because I love to have a vision, and so I have a vision that I want to execute.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got like a cohesive like image in mind for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you describe it, or do you want to keep it under wraps?
Oh, I just like a vision for the photo shoot.
What color is it? What color is this album to you?
I guess it's an audio podcast, so me showing it wouldn't help, but I can show you guys. I have a whole palette. I talked with a photographer yesterday.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I don't have the focus for like a cohesive, like, like a full vision for a piece of art. So that's cool that you. I mean,
I have the vision. The actual like execution of that, that's where my the dysfunction comes in, and I'm like, scheduling is so awful for me. I'm so bad at saying I want to do this on that day.
Well, thanks for coming over today.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Aaron needs an accountability group.
Accountability buddy.
You did send me
like
Accountability Buddy is from South Park, isn't
it? Is it?
I think
that's what we
Accountability Buddy. I like it.
Accountability Buddy. Yeah, I think there's like a South Park episode about conversion therapy or something.
Holy shit. That's something we use at work just as a silly team reference.
Yeah. They probably didn't invent it for South Park. I don't know. You did give me, though, one of the tracks that you have recorded for the new thing called If I Could. Should we listen to that? Have you heard it?
I have not heard that one.
He recorded? Yeah, you did.
I haven't heard the post-recording. You sent me the tracks the other day, and I like skimmed through them.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows the songs. We play them. I'm like, you definitely know the song.
Well, sure, but yeah. Have you heard this mix?
There you go.
No. Okay. Yeah, I've heard you play the song live too. So I think
I just black out for that whole part of the set.
Yeah.
Okay. If I Could, no one's heard this outside of this room, so this is like right.
Some close people have, but
yeah. But most of the people listening to this podcast,
broad stroke.
This is like a kind of an exclusive.
Yes.
All right.
The premiere.
Very exciting. Yeah. If I Could by Early Girl from their forthcoming EP. I don't know. We'll talk more about that later.
I know we're both aware I haven't called you. You always cross my mind, but make it hard to speak. Our love's a two-way street that runs right off a cliff.
just want to let it ring out.
Chat, is this real?
There's the feedback.
You write some good
so it's-
lyrics, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, those are tight.
Sure, let's talk about those lyrics. What's that song about?
Daddy issues.
Wop,
No,
wop, wop, wop,
just,
wop.
just generally like family stuff. I have a
Sure.
pretty conservative family, and so naturally,
Yeah, you said military dad, so that
Mhm.
kind of comes with the territory a lot of the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're doing good. We're doing much better now than we have been in past years. But there's still things that like, and I think kind of started there, but kind of mainly just, I think the sentiment of with everything going on right now, like me being who I am is not really like the problem, you know,
Well,
like there's
that's good.
bigger,
Not at all.
I think, yeah, the last lyric is like, can we agree there's bigger threats than me in the way I live my life of just like,
Yeah.
they're like everyone's trying to kill us. Like, can we like move, like, can we look at bigger things and not like, you know,
Yeah.
Perhaps what clothing I want to make and
what I'm
like,
wearing,
yeah.
who I love, you know,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah. I like that line. Can we agree there's bigger threats than me? Yeah. I like that.
Little old me.
I'm not threatening. Come on. Again, that's called If I Could, from an EP that you hope to release maybe a couple months from now.
That's going to be the opener.
Ooh,
and I want to
go.
call the EP is going to be called "Do I Even Cross Your Mind," which is like
From
in the
that song.
chorus. Yeah.
Do I even cross your mind? Who's that directed
Question
by?
mark. That specifically is at my dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Has he heard the song?
No, I did
You want him
share
to?
most of the EP, but that song with him when I went to go visit, because I went to go visit for his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I
your
waited to
birthday.
show them until they were driving me to the airport on the way back. And I was like, I think I'll save that one.
Yeah.
But
save that conversation for later.
they can I swear?
yeah, you can say whatever the
They
hell
fucked
you
with
want.
it. They fucked with what I showed
That's
them,
great.
and so I know it's one of those things that like they'll listen to it in their own time and like hear it and like have their
Maybe
they
think
need time
more
to
about
sit.
it.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
cool. At least they'll listen to your music.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're willing to.
Well, yeah,
engage
my
with your
dad
art.
is
Yeah.
like a drummer and a guitarist. The AC
Sorry,
turned
the
off,
AC
and
turned
yeah,
off and
the
really
the-
changed the sound of the room.
the vibe shifted for sure.
We're so exposed now.
But yeah, so my dad was super excited because I wasn't necessarily super athletic, wasn't super musical growing up. I was pretty tone deaf for a while, can
Really?
still be at times. And yeah, it wasn't literally like the music. I was.
Are you
like
being
the-
hard on yourself?
No,
when you say
like
you're tone
genuinely
deaf?
musical
Like,
hard,
I've
like
heard it.
musical
like, it's
black
good.
sheep of the family. My sisters are both talented
Everyone else
singers.
was kind of taken to it at a young age, and
Yeah.
you were later.
Uh-huh. And
That's
so
funny
he was
'cause it's
super.
so, like all your music is so melodic and
Yeah.
like very tuneful.
I listened to a lot of music and like was always listened to so much, and like in high school I would make mashups and like
Oh,
that
okay.
was like
Sure.
it was like
That takes
mostly
some
that
knowledge. Yeah.
yeah it was I learned the Camelot wheel for like mixing, but like other than that, like he was just really excited that I was like, oh, something we can like connect on, because that was I think a big part of our relationship being weird of just like we have really
Sure. Yeah.
nothing to really
less common ground. Yeah. I do think that sound is like heavier than what you've released so far.
There's a version of that song when we recorded Evil Head. We recorded If I Could too with the original band, and it sounded a bit different, but more or less the same. But yeah, it just got heavier.
Yeah, I love the way that the song kind of like speeds up and slows down throughout.
That's a lot of our. That's where it's like we can't play to a click.
Sure. Yeah.
It's a full-time job to program it.
Yeah,
Right.
You
You
just got
got
to do it once.
to program the slow down, the
Yeah.
speed up, accelerando. You know? What's the EP going to be called, or do you want to save that, or did you just tell me that?
Yeah, Do I
You
Even
did.
Cross
Do
Your
I even
Mind?
Cross your mind? Yeah. See, I had the
Question mark.
I had the question like loaded, and then you answered.
I kind of want to do like the
the
Spanish thing where the I have
Upside
to
down question mark?
Yeah, I don't know what
that'd
that's
be cool.
called.
What is that called?
I should know because I'm Mexican, but
Sure.
I don't
Do you know Spanish?
No,
Really? Yeah.
No, I grew up in Texas,
Yeah.
and my parents did not teach me Spanish so that I wouldn't have an accent. No, they wouldn't teach me so I wouldn't have an accent and be like treated badly,
Oh my god.
because it was
Yeah. So they speak it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, that's both their first language.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Heard.
You're extremely assimilated, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
Chains are off now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have lived in a lot of places, and every now and then a different dialect will pop out, and I'll say something really weird. And I also had I had a speech impediment growing up, so I think that's also why they didn't want to have to deal with that in Spanish, I think.
Oh, interesting.
Can you roll your R's?
Yeah. I'm not going to do it now, though.
That's okay. I'm not
Not with the pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it on mic. Let us record you rolling your R. The upside down question mark, also known as the inverted or Spanish question mark.
Okay, so we were yeah.
So
I thought there would be like a name.
You'd think it has its own term, but I guess not. Yeah, that's all it says. We could probably dig deeper, but
No.
we don't really need to do that. Gunkalong does have some stuff on Bandcamp as well.
Oh, yes.
Should we delve into that? You want to tell us a little bit more about
That's
that
up
project?
to Aaron.
Yeah, let's do it.
What is on there? Work in
let's
progress.
I'm looking at gunkalongmusic.bandcamp.com. We've got Support System, Learning to Deal with It,
Yes.
and Car on Fire
I
Acoustic.
took work in progress off. Okay.
Yeah. You're hiding some of your work from
Yeah,
me?
it was just an instrumental of
tapes.
like Midwest emo type stuff. It sounded
You
great.
like Midwest emo?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Support System is a couple songs that I demoed. I was learning how to record music on my own so I could do it the whole goal was to find as much free time as possible in my normal life so I could like compound over time.
Sure,
so that stuff is when I'm like learning how to record music. So if you listen to that, it's going to be like shrill guitars and like too much cymbals.
Cool.
I really like,
I mean, I like, a little bit out of ordinary.
Yeah. Car on Fire is an acoustic song from the No Touching session. I just kind of was like, okay, I need to put some content out so I can utilize this. If you want to play some dude, please don't feel inclined to at all. But I like it a lot. It's a good hobby for sure.
Yeah. I think we should check some of it out. Support System, you said it's got shrill guitars and too much cymbals.
Yeah.
Let's check it out. I think it'll be a cool contrast.
A lot of those were like just like one day, like get in, make noise, and just kind of ad lib as you go.
Okay.
And then just record until it's something. Yeah.
This will be a great contrast for what we just listened to. It's sort of like a song. It's like kind of dark sounding. And then we got just improvised mixed with too much cymbals, you said.
Yeah.
There's 2 tracks in here, Joaquin Phoenix Sons and plus/minus.
I got no idea which either of those are. I made those names up when I put it up on Bandcamp.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Well, let's try plus/negative.
Let's go.
Plus/minus.
Positive, negative.
Yeah, battery.
Negative, positive, battery.
Have you seen Matthew and Ed Sheeran in the same room at the same time?
No. Oh, I bet it's good. Let's go.
Yeah, let's check it out.
So when did we leave off last night? 'Cause you got too drunk, I got too high. Our conversation barely made sense, but we still fell asleep together. But I can hardly bear the absence of you when I make an ass out of myself in every situation. I just had to know by now. Can we talk about my darkness? Or did I get too high again? I try to brush it off, but I can't stand who I am. And I embarrass myself in every situation. We fail to communicate, but I wanna tell you everything.
Not a drummer. Tried to drum.
That sounded
Not
great.
a drummer.
I
Tried
love
to
that.
drum.
That was
I
all you,
loved it.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, I thought that was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was more
Felt
than
comfortable
fine.
enough to put it up on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
I wanted to play shows again, and Pete from Gabe's was curious about like, hey, do you have any links? Do you have any visibility? And I was like, no, not at all. So I spent all day one day in last February, just like making a Gmail, making an Instagram, making a Bandcamp, and just like, what do I have that I can put out there? So like, those were just sitting in my Google Drive, and I was like, it's something. It's worth putting out.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
Thank
I thought it
you.
was really good.
You were kind of trying to, I don't know, give us low expectations.
You got to lowball yourself.
Yeah.
No, I just
It's a personality
awful.
trait I'm trying to like shake off, but
Sure, yeah. Well, you just if we go in
Yeah.
not expecting much, then
Yeah.
we'll be impressed. That's
All
what
right.
you really wanted.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Try to finesse you guys into that.
Yeah.
But playing music at any capacity, whether it's like bass, recording friends, putting the puzzle together of like producing, I just want to, like, I'm so hungry for that knowledge.
Yeah.
So if it's making songs up on the fly so I can get some practice, like, let's go.
Yeah, you
know?
know, this was all sort of like intuitive. You just
Yeah.
kind of riffed it out.
Yes.
I would not have thought that was
For those for
improvised.
sure. Yeah. Once you get to like learning to deal with it, those are definitely intentional and
Sure.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it definitely sounded more.
I don't know
like
how
a
y'all
song
feel.
than I expected.
Thank you.
I'm on the. I mean, I think at this point now, having been playing a lot and seeing a lot of other bands and people seeing us, I've gotten over. Or I never was. I know there was like that kind of like attitude about like people don't like being compared to other acts or like the sound, but it's just like it's a helpful shortcut. I was getting
would
so much
prefer-
Choice Manor.
Yeah.
Like, what album is like Never Hungover Again?
Probably.
I think
Yeah.
that's that. I was hearing a lot of that,
Let's
and I'm
go.
like, ooh,
Yes.
I need more of that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I like when people tell me what I sound like because I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. It's
It's
much
emo,
harder
it's
to say
rock,
that about
it's punk,
yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got that at our last show on Wednesday, and someone was saying the Ramones,
Oh,
and that was like,
interesting.
That's cool.
I never thought of that, or at least like that was now. I was listening to, is it Mania? I'm so bad with names. But that album,
Yeah, I don't know them.
and I was like, I need to write.
albums
I need to
that
write a
well,
Ramones
yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Are you
I
sure
feel like
it's not
that'd be
an
so
EP?
fun. Oh gosh. And so hearing that, I was like, okay, maybe I already did write a Ramones song.
yeah, I wouldn't have like made that comparison. I don't think, but yeah, sometimes you do have that kind of like raw
Moments.
Ramones energy. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll
It's
take
funny
it.
because it sounds like something different to, I mean, everyone's perception is like up until that point, only the music that they've heard. So it's like, okay, this is what it reminds me of. So it can
And
be
it was
kind
like
of all
it was like a
over the
17-year-old
place.
too.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, okay,
Nice.
yeah.
The secret, if you really want to sound like the Ramones, is downstrokes only.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if you've tried that, but
I'm working on it.
play really fast, only downstrokes.
your chord progressions are already too complex.
Oh, really?
I mean, there's
Oh, too complex for Ramones.
yeah,
I got
absolutely.
you.
Oh, yeah, no, yes.
yeah,
I was gonna say they're pretty simple, but for the three chords, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's talk about how simple they are some more.
Simplicity is not a bad thing.
I
no
know, I know.
insult. Jeez Louise.
No, I know. Just giving you shit.
I had to study for that set. I had to work for it.
So we're going 53 minutes.
Whoa.
So
How long are these normally? An hour?
yeah, shoot for an hour or so. Yeah. So we should let's wind down. What's the last thing we should talk about?
In film, if we've hit our climax, the falling action, the denouement.
Denouement. That's one that I know, and I didn't even go to film school.
It's not that you don't need to go to film school to learn that. It's just,
No. You just have to hear someone say it
Aloud.
at some
you
point.
have to hear someone commit to saying.
I don't know
that.
where I picked up denouement, but
Yeah.
do you have like any film ambitions since you went to film school?
Yeah,
Yeah?
that's kind of been the hard thing, especially with the band. Like I used to shoot, I got primarily into the scene shooting photos. And I went to film school, and so it's like now playing the shows and being the music, it's like really hard to, I can't shoot my own shows as much as I would like to.
Yeah.
So
Static tripod angle.
I have done here and there, but it's not the same. But we do want to do a music video for one of the new songs, and
Yeah, you should.
it would probably not be out until like the fall because we'd have to like work on it. But having gone to film school, it's like anything I do, I can't just like do something and put it out. I have to like,
That's why you
I have
those
like my
visions.
standard. Yeah, the visions.
Yeah.
The visions come to me. But yeah, so we really need to meet and talk with a band. Cause I want it to be like a whole production, and I want to like really collaborate with people in the community around Iowa City. Cause I know so many artists, everyone I know essentially. And I'd want it to look really good. And so
that's exciting. So months from now, maybe we'll see
perhaps
the first Early Girl music video, and it'll blow all our minds.
That's crazy. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So your music's on Bandcamp, earlygirl.bandcamp.com. Where else is your stuff? What should people look at?
The streaming stuff. We have some live videos and clips on like YouTube under Early Girl. I think it might be Early Girl Band. I don't know how YouTube names work anymore.
Yeah,
Spotify and Apple Music.
Spotify, the streaming stuff.
all that stuff.
We have there's a channel called Death in the Midwest.
Love that channel.
That has filmed a couple of our sets, and so there's full sets out there. And I would say the recorded stuff is like but I would say the live stuff is like really.
Even if you don't go look at Early Girl, go check out Death in the Midwest.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to see anything,
up there,
any show that you probably heard of or saw a flyer for in like Iowa and like the 8 states around it, she's filmed it.
Holy
entire sets, entire shows.
Several
sets.
There's so much on there. I actually just pulled it up just so I can look at it.
And it sounds really good, looks really good, and like the forearm strength to hold a phone in like a monopod for an like a whole night of music is insane.
Yeah. Just yesterday they uploaded your set from May 7th at Gabe's. Looks like
Gabriel's.
Yeah. It's 22 minutes long.
Is our set that quick?
Yeah, I went there.
Oh yeah, there was that night specifically was like there were 5 bands on a Tuesday.
Okay.
And they're like, you got 20 minutes.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
Damn,
go. Gotta go fast.
You went over by 2 minutes.
Uh-oh.
Did you get in trouble?
No, because other people went way longer. I think you can see during the set, I'm like, we gotta go.
Yeah.
And we play pretty fast too anyways.
Yeah. The songs aren't that long.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, they kick ass.
Songs are not that long. They're not complex. They're pretty simple. No, it's that thing of now, which is nice that, and I think it shows growth that I've been listening to the EP so much because we're getting ready to put it out. And I was like listening on the way over here, and I'm like, these are kind of not basic, but I'm like, that's good that I'm at that point of like there's more,
and that just stuck. It's not a sticking point.
No. It's just
some great stuff.
It's not a sore spot for me, but it is something I was already thinking today. So we're on the same wavelength.
He called me Matt, and I'm like, bro, your songs are simple, dude. Like, get out of here.
I'm a simple guy.
Yeah.
Simple guy, simple songs.
Well, now that we've
syrup.
We've talked so much about the simplicity of it. Do you want to try something more complex in the future, maybe?
I think playing so many shows and having new music, and especially new music, like I would say about half, there's 5 songs, but like half of the EP, like there's some stuff like there's If I Could, which was written with the original band. And so like that composition pretty much is from the old crew, but
Original
there's like something
incarnation.
sweet and straight that like pretty much like we're completely with the new guys. And also Better Alone, and I'm re-releasing 3 Months, which is the first song I ever put out and wrote as Tomato Boy, and so it's with the band, and so it's like a good mix of old, new, and like really old. And I think you can hear the growth, and I think the stuff that I'm like working on now is just like moving in that direction of just like more moments and a lot of more just trusting the songs and not having to jam them full of words and meaning, and just letting them like rock out and go. And like Straight, which I think I shared with you for Rock Hard Caucus.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Is actually like Dakota wrote the music and I wrote the words, and that was the first time I had ever done that.
Nice.
Writing words to someone else's music, and I mean,
that's
it
like
fucks, and that's we close with that now, and I get to yell, and it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of positive feedback too.
So I'm looking forward to writing with the guys and like pushing that more
collaboration. Yeah. I just, when you mentioned that you released a song as Tomato Boy, I pulled up the Tomato Boy SoundCloud page, which it only has early girl stuff on it now. But I was curious if any of that was still available out there.
Tomato Boy's on Bandcamp and Spotify.
Is it?
And other stuff, yeah.
Let me just see if I can find that.
We didn't even touch base on Tomatoes.
Huh?
So we didn't even touch Tomatoes. We got Early Girl.
So Early Girl,
There it is.
In October 2022, that's why Early Girl formed, is because I had shows booked as Tomato Boy and I wanted a drummer, and then it evolved. And then after a couple shows, it was like, this is too good to just be like Tomato Boy and crew. Like, it has to be a new thing. And August, Hilaire, and I were like looking at names. We were looking at different tomato strains. And so we were almost Better Boy. But then Early Girl.
I love it so much.
Once I heard that, I was like,
so Early Girl is
got it.
like a type of tomato. I didn't even realize that. So there's
oh my God, strain. It's not a strain. Or I guess, yeah, strain.
a strain of tomato. I guess that's,
honestly,
is that the right word?
Yeah, it is. But honestly, an Early Girl strain, that'd be so tight.
Yeah.
That's the goal now.
Yeah.
Heard that.
Yeah. It's a good marketing
The
opportunity.
goal is actually like
I'm still on this. I'm
the
on
Wild
this ride.
Culture collab, because Dryad did that, and I've been like chasing that ever since.
Yeah, that's definitely attainable, I would say.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
It's just V8.
Just like
V8 kombucha. That'd be so. I mean, I don't know. I don't like V8, but we'll figure it out.
I don't know how a tomato kombucha would do.
Hey, Weasel. Sorry, cat's interrupting again.
What's the cat's name?
That's Weasel. Yeah.
Howdy.
Weasel.
Yeah, she didn't want to come over to be pet. She just wanted to yell a couple times.
She looks like a Snowball from Stuart Little.
Yeah, yeah. There's not a whole lot of, like totally white cats out there. Yeah.
Representation counts.
Well,
I did pull up the Tomato Boy Bandcamp. Can we end
let's
with
go.
something off of there? Would you be cool with that?
Yeah, I'm thinking what we could do. Have you heard Get Ahead?
No.
Let's not do that.
I hardly knew it was on my own Bandcamp.
We can do 3 months. That's the first song I ever recorded and like
That's the one that you just mentioned,
wrote,
right?
and it's yeah.
Okay, so 3 months. This is from the Tomato Boy Bandcamp.
Let's go.
That's the version I sent to you to practice to. That was like,
So I have heard this.
it's also like
Okay.
there's a capo on there, so Matt was just like playing the wrong. So when
yeah, I
we
was
did it
like,
live, he was like, "What is happening?"
the chords you told me are not what this song is.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 months by Tomato Boy. It's got a picture of a boy with a
Me,
cowboy
that's
hat.
me.
That's you.
I
It's
have
a-
that photo somewhere. I'll have to show y'all.
Young Aaron there.
I have the actual photo. It goes so hard.
No,
I'm
that's
like,
you?
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I'm from
Nice.
Texas. I was like, little yeehaw.
Yo,
My grandpa dressed as a little
that's
cowboy.
wild.
Nice. Okay, so this will be the closer.
Okay.
We won't
Thank
talk
you so much
anymore
for
once this
having us.
plays. Thank you both for coming
Thank
over.
you so much for having us.
If you are, I mean, you guys are kind of going all over with this tour, so
Yeah.
check them out on Instagram and everything, and you can find the dates for the tour, unless you have them on the top of your head.
No. Wichita,
You can check us
Oklahoma
on
City.
Check us out on. Yeah, we're
Austin.
playing
They're going,
Wichita.
like,
We're
south
playing
and west of
Austin.
here. Yeah.
That's what we have. Maybe Oklahoma if that pans out. But
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
check us out on Instagram
people
at
in those
Early
cities
Girl
aren't listening
Band.
to this, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
will
check
find
them
that
out.
photo.
Go see him live, especially if you live here. There's constant opportunities to see Early
Yes,
Girl
sir.
live, and they're very fun. And yeah, it's been great talking to you both about the history, the future,
Thank you.
Thank you,
present.
Justin. Appreciate it.
and we're gonna close out with the first song Aaron ever released, 3 months as Tomato Boy. I don't think I've heard this, so this will
In
be
the fields. Let's go.
This will be new for me as well. Thanks for listening to iHearIC Radio, and see you later, everybody.
Bye.